The government is to seek independent advice of 3 eminent jurists on the position of the Integrity Commission on the dual roles of Works Minister Jack Warner, who also holds the post of FIFA Vice President. It's turning to former PNM Attorney General Senior Counsel Russell Martineau, former Attorney General of Guyana Sir Fenton Ramsay, Queen's Counsel, and from the Privy Council, Michael Beloff, Queen's Counsel, for advice.
Attorney General Anand Ramlogan says the 3 noted attorneys have been chosen based on their merit and their absence of political bias to the People's Partnership government.
Mr. Martineau was a former Attorney General under a different administration. Sir Fenton Ramsay served in Guyana as Attorney General and is, the practitioner from the West Indies who holds perhaps the record for the most number of Privy Council cases and wins at Her Majesty's Judicial Committee. And Michael Beloff, you may recall, in fact, has been retained by the previous administration in several high-profile leading cases.
He says their opinion will give general guidance on all persons in public life. The counsels will be retained at a cost to the state, as is practice, notes the AG.
The Law Association President Martin Daly and attorney Dana Seetahal both say that Works and Transport Minister Jack Warner should not resign from the FIFA executive since he is not in any breach of any code of ethics in the country. Mr. Daly has further hit out at the Integrity Commission for giving what he calls a legally unsound opinion on the matter.
Law Association President, Senior Counsel Martin Daly and Senior Counsel Dana Seetahal both say that after careful examination and analysis of both the Integrity in Public Life Act as well as the Code of Ethics for parliamentarians and ministers, there appears to be no conflict of interest in Works and Transport Minister Jack Warner holding on to his FIFA Vice Presidency post and other positions in CONCACAF. Ms. Seetahal told TV6 News Today via the telephone that it seems to me that there is no conflict of interest on Mr. Warner's part for the simple reason that a conflict of interest is defined where a person, in exercising his function, does so in furthering his private interest or that of his family. So the question is there any opportunity for Mr. Warner to further his private or family interests in holding on to both portfolios? The answer seems to be no. Ms. Seetahal says, contrary to newspapers' headlines today, the Integrity Commission's statement on the issue yesterday in no way stated that Mr. Warner was breaching the Code of Ethics. She also says opposition leader Dr. Keith Rowley is wrong when he claims the Integrity in Public Life Act states that ministers should resign from all companies, noting that what the Act in fact says is that they resign from public companies. Mr. Daly, also via the telephone, told TV6 News that after researching both the 1987 and 1988 Code of Ethics for parliamentarians, he found that the Integrity Commission's statement yesterday was questionable. He says neither the 1987 nor 1988 version contains a blanket provision or unqualified request for divestment of private interests. If those codes do not contain such a requirement, then the statement issued by the Integrity Commission may be legally unsound. I am concerned that I could not find support for the statement of the Integrity Commission. The wisest course for Cabinet is to obtain independent legal advice before requiring Mr. Warner to make any choice. Mr. Daly says the full details of the terms and conditions of Mr. Warner's FIFA Vice Presidency must be given to the independent attorneys for them to make proper rulings on the matter. Ms. Seetahal says the only issue that could cause public contention in the Warner issue is whether he can fulfill his duties as the Works and Transport Minister and FIFA Vice President without letting his duties to the ministry be compromised. She says time will determine this, but until then, Mr. Warner is not breaking any law and should not be forced to resign from any of his portfolios. Mr. Warner has promised to make a comprehensive statement on this issue in Parliament when it is convened next week. Sasha Mohammed, TV6 News.